Hello, and welcome to Nonprofit 411 podcast, where we explore resources and strategies to help nonprofit organizations thrive. I'm your host, Sarah Barton, and today I'm excited to welcome Shannan Tschopp, president at Nonprofits Lead, to the podcast. Welcome, Shannan. How are you?
I'm great, Sarah. Thanks so much for having me.
Good. Well, thank you for joining me on this new endeavor to help bring resources to nonprofits through a podcast. I'm so excited to highlight Nonprofits Lead because they've been an organization I've been passionate about since its beginning. Actually, I was just entering the consulting arena when Nonprofits Lead began. And I'm really passionate about supporting you because you deal with something that not all organizations talk about, but that's capacity building.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been a participant at your trainings and at your conferences, as well as a trainer. And I just love the resources that you bring to the Mid-Ohio Valley region. So I'm excited to have a conversation with you today. So can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and about your role at Nonprofits Lead?
Yeah, happy to. So my name is Shannan Tschopp. I am the current program director for Nonprofits Lead with Marietta College. I'm still pretty new to my role. I actually started back in March, but I come to the position with a lot of background and expertise in the nonprofit sector. I watched my mom work for nonprofits when I was young and growing up, and I loved seeing the work ethic that she developed, the teamwork, the never say no mentality, and just all the wonderful, great skills that she got from working in nonprofits. And I really admired her for all of that work. And so when I graduated from my undergrad, I thought, this is an opportunity for me to change the world too. What does that look like for me? And so I started working part-time for actually Girl Scouts, our local Girl Scout organization here. So shout out to Black Diamond Girl Scout Council, if any of you are listening. I started working there and kind of grew into a couple of different positions within that organization. I was there for about 6.5 years and did some programming, membership, volunteer engagement. But I really loved working front and center with my community and getting to represent Girl Scouts and just share all of the wonderful resources that we had and strengthen our communities through the programming there. And then my adventure took me to Florida for a couple of years, where I worked for my local United Way. I supported, again, some volunteer engagement initiatives, as well as supporting the 211 program. If you're not familiar with that as well, 211 is a free information referral line. So if you're in need of assistance, you can contact 211, which is also by our local United Way here too, to look for resources, get you connected to some social services as well. And then I found myself back in the Mid-Ohio Valley at the beginning of 2024, looking for a new opportunity within my own newfound space, and the reasoning we came back. And I saw Nonprofits Lead, and I thought, what a really awesome way to give back to my community and to use my skills, my education, my background to contribute to the nonprofits in the Mid-Ohio Valley.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about Nonprofits Lead and what all they provide to our community.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nonprofits Lead was actually started in 2009. So we're celebrating our 15th year of being around, which is so exciting.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And it was developed basically as a needs assessment that was funded by Sisters Health Foundation to figure out, what are the nonprofits doing well here? What are they struggling with? What support could they use? So one of the current professors here at Marietta College did a needs assessment, and it was really figured out that there's something needed in the capacity building space for nonprofits. There's an opportunity for someone to really step into that arena and provide these resources to nonprofits. And it's just kind of grown from there. So it has grown from part-time AmeriCorps Vistas to a coordinator position to a manager to now a program director. So it's kind of expanded in its time here. But it's just grown because the need and support and capacity for nonprofits in the Mid-Ohio Valley is just growing. Especially with all of the nonprofits we have, there's such a space and an opportunity to support them and all the great work that they do.
Yeah. So what type of resources do you offer?
Yeah, so Nonprofits Lead, that's one of the best things about this program is we offer a variety of different resources. So in particular, our focus areas are on finances, IT, human resources, marketing, networking and advocacy, operations, governance, and then programming. And if you know anything about nonprofits, that's pretty much all of the things.
Yeah.
So we try to really emphasize what we're hearing from our nonprofits. So through some conversations that I've had and anything that I can see and connect with, we offer some one-time programming where it's a half-day opportunity. You come to the college or to a local organization and you spend the morning or the afternoon engaging with a subject matter expert in that topic. We're doing some cohort programming where we'll have some sessions that are every other day of the week. So every other Thursday, for example, to really get into some of these topics. We've got some evening opportunities, some morning opportunities. So it really just kind of depends on what your availability is and the interest that you have and the support that you need.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've always loved about Nonprofits Lead is that you can go to an event and you'll get to interact with someone that you may not have realized their nonprofit, or that their organization was a nonprofit. I think that Nonprofits Lead is probably the first time that I realized the YMCA is a nonprofit in our community. And then the topic areas that you just mentioned are really heavy hitting topic areas and often like outside the scope of just the service of the organization, right? It's really about the nuts and bolts of the organization as a business and as a business model. And so those are really, really important skills and areas of focus for nonprofits. And like you said, Nonprofits Lead has kind of grown over the years. I find that a lot of nonprofits do kind of start like you all did, where you had some vistas, you had some volunteers, and then you raised enough money to hire your first employee, and now maybe we're on our fifth or sixth employee, but there's some really vital areas that we may not have been familiar with when we started the nonprofit. So I think that's amazing that you hit on those. So how do nonprofits learn about your services or what you are offering?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of the big things that we're known for in the Mid-Ohio Valley is our annual capacity building conference. And that is usually our biggest and well-attended event that we have every year. Last year, we were fortunate to have over 157 nonprofit professionals from our community attend. Yeah, it was such a great opportunity for collaboration and networking and connecting. And so that's obviously one of the best ways you can learn about Nonprofits Lead is attend our programming. But we are active on social media. We have a Facebook page, which is just Nonprofits Lead. We have a website where we've got the domain from marietta.edu. So if you Google Nonprofits Lead at Marietta College, you can pop up on our website as well, where we have just some information, some history on the program, some contact information. So my email, my phone number. We also have our calendar of events where you can go and see what programs we're currently offering, registration links if you want to sign up for anything. So the website is really where I kind of direct most people if they're interested in learning. So it's a lot of information on the website.
And do you have a mailing list that people can sign up for?
Yes, we do. So there's a mailing list if you're interested in learning about our programming. It's actually, you can find that through our website, but I'm happy to send you a link as well where we can place that somewhere for people to access.
Yeah, I'll make sure to post it in the notes of the podcast. So that'll be great.
Yes.
So, can you share any success stories that you've gotten to witness in your short time or that you know of that Nonprofits Lead has really made an impact for an organization?
Yeah. So one of the ones that I was, my couple of months here, one that I was really excited with, I was talking to a smaller nonprofit that was really struggling with how to diversify some of their income and looking for some new opportunities to either fundraise or new grants to apply for. And I had actually stumbled upon and attended a couple of webinars on some corporate grants that were being offered to nonprofits. in West Virginia. So I gathered as much information as I could. And then I sent some emails out and I said, hey, these are some really great opportunities for you to diversify and some opportunities for you to connect with grants that you've never applied for. And to some nonprofits, I feel like sometimes it's easy to get stuck in that pattern of applying for the same things through the same people. Yeah. And that's kind of not the best and most stable place to be, we'll say. And so providing this opportunity to a couple of folks, I received some communication back that they had actually been in contact with those corporate grants and were in the next steps of applying and going through to get some additional funding. So it was just something that I was really excited about hearing, that, it wasn't just another email that went unanswered or anything. She actually read what I had sent and took it to heart and realized that it was a good opportunity for their organization and reached out and took those next steps. So it made me proud. It was really exciting for me to see that it was going to the next steps, and I'll be interested to see if they get a grant and what they do with it.
Well, I know that since they're seeking, they're going to find something new for sure. So that's, at a minimum, they'll learn some new skills and be prepared for the next situation. So that's exciting. So in many ways, I feel like you're saying that you are a consultant for nonprofits. You're almost like a free consultant, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So that's really exciting for our listeners to know, and, to help them understand, like, you're a resource for them in our community. Like I said, I love everything that Nonprofits Lead stands for and everything that you've done. Now, I was at a meeting with you the other day where you were talking about, I think it's called Engage.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yes. Yeah. So one of the big things that nonprofits struggle with, whether you're a big organization like Girl Scouts or you're a small Civil War historical society, you need volunteers, right? You need people to come and help you sort through stuff or help you run an event. You need volunteers. And well, here at Marietta College, we have students that also happen to need volunteer service hours. So we have adopted a platform that's known as Engage Marietta. It's through the platform Give Pulse, but our branded name is Engage Marietta. And it is a free platform that your organization can use to get student volunteers. So you go in, you set up a profile, just almost like a Facebook page, where you talk about all of the great things that your organization does, and then you post an event. And you go in and you provide all these great details, the date, the time, the location, anything important that a student volunteer might want to know. And then, boom, it goes out to all of the students that are in Marietta College looking for student volunteer hours. And so also, did I mention again that it's free? So it's a completely free resource that you can use. And that's just kind of the basic principle of Engage Marietta. But it also has the capacity to support you in being like your ticketed service. So if you are looking for a platform, you're having an event and you want to fundraise some money, but all of these different places have additional fees and they want to take percentages out and all this other stuff, you can actually utilize Engage Marietta for that too. So if you're interested in either one of those, please reach out to me. You can shoot me an email or call me or stop by my office if you happen to be local to Marietta. And I'm happy to help you get set up on Engage Marietta and post events, because students come back to campus in just a few weeks. I cannot believe that August is just right around the corner. And so our first wave of students actually move in 2 weeks from this Thursday. So we will have, yes, I know, right? I looked at the calendar and I was like, oh my goodness, So 2 weeks from Thursday is when our first set of student leaders move in. And then our students come in the following couple of weeks. So right now is arguably the best time to be getting on Engage Marietta to advertise your events to student volunteers.
Yeah, that is such a great resource for nonprofits. So now I do know that you have 2 monthly meetings for nonprofits. And I want to clarify just for our listeners, because I don't know where all of our listeners are from. What is your service area, so that I can make sure that they're aware of that? And then I know you have 2 meetings a month, and I want to make sure that we highlight those for the people in the Mid-Ohio Valley.
Yes. So our footprint is Washington County, Ohio, and Wood County, West Virginia. Now, if you happen to be outside of that and are willing and able to travel to those areas for events, we would be more than happy to have you, obviously, but our biggest footprint is Wood and Washington County here. And so we have two monthly standing meetings. The first one is our nonprofit roundtable. That's hosted every second Tuesday at the Parkersburg Area Community Foundation at 9 a.m. And then we host coffee and collaboration at the Betsy Mills Club here in Marietta, the final Friday of every month, also at 9 a.m. So there's free coffee, free donuts at those both times. So you can come and have breakfast and chat with us. Each session, there's a topic. It changes every month. So sometimes it's a conversation with a local grant foundation that has an application process. You can learn about that. We're doing some social media training. So if you're looking about how do I advance my presence here on Facebook, we've got an expert coming in to do some training on that. So it's a great way to just take a quick hour from the office and come and connect with other people who are kind of in the same boat as you and network and learn. I will say, as we get closer to the holidays, a couple of those dates are adjusted because of the way that Christmas and Thanksgiving fall this year. So definitely check our Facebook page and check our website for updates if those dates have changed, because a couple of them will.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I can't believe that we're talking about holidays, even though just like you said, it's just around the corner. So, well, that's awesome. Thank you for all of those resources and all of the, letting us know what all you do. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners today?
So I would just give you one piece of advice, and that's to never be afraid to reach out for help. There are so many resources, and whether that resource is Nonprofits Lead or if it's something else, there are resources out there to help you, whether that's even just an ear for someone to listen to what you're dealing with and what you're struggling with, or if you have a great idea for a program and you think, hey, I'm struggling with this, maybe somebody else is struggling with this. Don't be afraid to reach out, stop by, invite me for coffee, chat. I am accessible to you and to all of our listeners as well that may have a great program idea. I'm always looking for new and innovative ideas and resources to provide. And if I don't have the answer or the resource, I'm happy to find it for you. So if I'm not the expert in it, which there are many things that I am definitely not the expert in, I'm not going to shy away from the challenge though, and I will get you connected and get you resources. So definitely don't be afraid to reach out. Come stop by a coffee and collaboration or a nonprofit roundtable. Meet myself, meet some of our lovely nonprofits that come and attend those. And I also would be remiss if I don't take a quick second to just thank some of my funders as well. So I would really love to give a quick shout out to the Bernard McDonough Foundation, Sisters Health Foundation, and Parkersburg Area Community Foundation, among others, that have made Nonprofits Lead possible in the Mid-Ohio Valley for the last 15 years. So much appreciation goes to you all for making this possible too.
Yes, they have provided us a great resource. So thank you so much, Shannan, for joining us today and sharing. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in to the Nonprofits 411 podcast. Stay tuned for more episodes where we explore resources to help your nonprofit succeed. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.